truly special evening at the Coolidge Corner Theater, something that can only happen at the Coolidge. I'm Elizabeth Taylor-Mead. I'm the Associate Director here at the Coolidge, and I'd like to acknowledge our Coolidge Award underwriters, our wonderful board, our hardworking staff, and all of you for making the Coolidge Award program possible. This is the second special event in celebration of and with Jonathan Demme, our 2010 Coolidge Award winner. Mr. Robyn Hitchcock.
My introduction to Jonathan was kind of in reverse. He appeared through a trapdoor in a dressing room in a club near where he and Joanne live in night, and offered to make a movie of me in concert. So we did Storefront Hitchcock before we really met, and now we've met quite a lot, and we also meet for no reason, which is always a good sign. Well, something we're supposed to meet for. And a few years ago, he needed some English villains. You know how Brits tend to be sort of gay villainous uncles on the whole. I said, well, Jonathan, I haven't really acted, you know, I do this. And he said, yeah, but it's all performance, isn't it? And he was absolutely right, and I realised that's what he meant about 10 years after we'd made Storefront Hitchcock. So that's it. It could be anything. We have a thing called Marmite in Britain, but it's very hard to describe that if I said that to It's a brown and not apparently appetizing yeast extract, which to the aficionado becomes almost compulsive. This morning I took my Marmite down to the breakfast in our New York hotel, and I applied it to some toast that created a thing I call Marmite Rothko. This has no apparent bearing on Jonathan, but you can be sure that if he was making a film, he'd include Marmite Rothko in it. I think we're going to do something in a minute. I'm just going to go off mic. JD.
Thank you for coming tonight. We over the past this is an independent movie. We didn't have any corporate involvement until the last minute, and this is the first full tilt, final mix, final imagery. Declan Quinn, our director of photography, is here. Declan, can you come up here for a second? We always get to see Declan's work, but we never get to see Declan. So, Declan, this is the No More Excuses screen, right?
Yes, that's right.
This is it.
Yeah, it's the final color-corrected HD, in-your-face kind of version of it.
Yeah. So this is it's very, very wonderful that this is the venue that is happening here at the Coolidge. When we did, one thing you should know, because Declan was not the director of photography on Neil Young Heart of Gold. Ellen Curris was, but Declan was one of the camera people. And when we had the opportunity to do another film with Neil, what Declan talked about was the idea that instead of all this loving, sensitive precision that had been lavished on Heart of Gold, due to the nature of the performance that we were filming, which was quite electric, the idea was that we would just kind of respond in a very aggressive way and move very far away from the style that Heart of Gold was done in. And I think it's also true that one thing we did was, and this is going to lead to something we're going to do here this evening for a second before the movie starts, which will be sooner than you think, than it sounds like. We decided that the way to shoot Trunk Show was to get a group of phalanx of extraordinary camera operators, all of whom had to not only love Neil Young's music, but also be musicians themselves, and get them and not give them any assignment other than get the best shot. Just get the best shot. So it can be in the movie. Beat the other angles. And that's how we approached it. And it worked out. Is that true? Didn't we do that?
Yeah. Best operators, and each of them, I think, we told them that just assume that we're not going to cut from your camera. We're just going to let it run, and there's just some shots I think that can stay with one camera for a very long time, but it's always discovering and refining things. It's a really refreshing way to look at the performance. And I think it gets out of the way. The filmmaking kind of moves out of the way of the performer and gives Neil some space as well. I think that's part of it. It's not to have too much machinery around, just to kind of leave it, feel it kind of natural and not too invasive.
Yeah, and the results of something I love very, very much, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys tonight. A very dear friend of Neil's, and someone who'd worked with Neil for decades, passed away recently. Larry Johnson, also known as L.A. Johnson. And if you've seen any of the Neil Young archive, whatever these things are he puts out, with footage of him at all ages, under all circumstances, Larry was shooting that. And Larry was a very, very supportive, wonderful part of Neil Young Trunk Show. He passed away like 3 weeks ago, just as he was fulfilling he was helping us get it finished. And the film's dedicated to Larry, L.A. Johnson, a magnificent guy.